Has it been a Cinderella story for Sam Darnold through 2 years as a pro? No. Has it been all roses, perfect, taking the league by storm? Absolutely not. Mono, banged up, terrible offensive line, not enough weapons. It's not been easy. It has been a struggle. Luckily, I think they have the right general manager in place to finally put the kid in a position where he can succeed, or at least can play to a level in which onlookers know if he's legit or not. Because through 2 years, it's impossible to fully evaluate Sam Darnold. It's just that simple. No quarterback can succeed. I don't care if your name's Tom Brady or Joe Montana. Johnny Unitas. No quarterback can succeed behind a terrible offensive line. And that's what this Jets offensive line has been for years. The neglect is well documented. It's historic. Joe Douglas will change that. And luckily for Sam Darnold. But having said that, that doesn't mean Darnold's first 2 years have been completely terrible. That doesn't mean he hasn't showcased at least some wow factor. In this video, we'll dissect Sam Darnold's top 12 plays with the New York Jets. And yeah, there's a lot here that should make every Jets fan excited. This is a sneaky, excellent Darnold play. Dallas just scored, so the Jets have to respond. Late in the game, 21-16, a replay of the Buffalo game, week 1. And this is Darnold's first game back since then. There are the routes, it's a play action, tight end staying in the block. Credit Gase for throwing on the first drive. A lot of coaches would run it here and choke on the ball. And you can't do that in today's offensive laden game. There's the play action, Darnold's looking left the entire time. He's got nothing. 2 goes with a single high safety. He could try the one-on-one, each side with the goes. It's covered well. Bell on the flat's not there. Look at Crowder in the middle. Darnold could have forced it to Crowder, but it would have been dangerous. He wasn't looking there just yet, but if he was, it would have been dangerous. Now here, he's got to lead him to where there's no danger. Right and deep. Right and deep, away from those 2 backers, those second-level backers, and that's exactly what he does. You look at this play and you say, oh, it's textbook, it's easy. It's sneaky good, because it's under pressure. All the momentum is with Dallas, and we got to see him in more clutch situations like this. There's the play action. He's looking left the entire time. Look at how smooth he is. Yeah, he throws from an open stance, but that's okay. Look at how smooth he is. On the run, lead Crowder in the right direction. If he let him anywhere else, if he puts that ball anywhere else to the left, that linebacker has a chance. He doesn't. Clutch play. Jets get their first win. It's been said before, and I'll say it again, Sam Darnold's best attribute is throwing on the run, throwing on the move. Rookie season here. Big third down, I think it's 3rd and 8 against the Texans. There are the routes. It's 11 personnel. Gun. Houston. Not much bluffing. 2 deep all the way. Only a 4-man rush. And the 4-man rush does some damage here. Darnold working the right side the entire time. He doesn't have Herndon on the out. If he pulls Herndon on the out there, that cornerback might take it to the house. He pulls off into his flat. Darnold wisely holds onto it, scrambles after he feels the pressure. And from here, it's just instinctive skills. On the run, Herndon bails out his quarterback. That's excellent awareness by the tight end, by the rookie tight end. It's excellent, and they missed that last year. He found a spot to go when his quarterback was in trouble. Here's where you'll get a great idea of what Darnold did tremendous on this play. First of all, Clowney, he's attacking the B gap to the strong side, to the right. Darnold feels it right here, has to flush. Now, young quarterbacks sometimes wouldn't have their head up. Darnold does. Keeps his head up while running for his life on 3rd down. Pump, right here is where he throws it. Now, Herndon is naturally going to the left. So Darnold, quarterbacks, would lead him. But look at the defender to the left. Instead, Darnold throws it to the right, and forces Herndon to turn around. If he didn't do that, that defender to the left would have had an excellent opportunity. Does Darnold do this intentionally, or was it just against the grain, against the body, which forced it to the right? If he did it intentionally, it's brilliant. Sam Darnold's first game as a pro in Detroit. Remember the interception, the ill-advised interception, and he comes right back strong. That was the first sign that the kid could do something if given the opportunity. 3rd and 2 here. Patricia goes with the max coverage. It's only a 3-man rush. There are the routes. And Detroit doesn't hide the defense. It's a 3-3-5. Plenty of guys to stop the run. 2 deep the entire time. And 6 underneath. All at the sticks. But the cardinal sin of the play is that guy. The far side deep half safety who darts up right there and destroys his defense. Right there, Darnold knows he has Anderson on the 9 route, on the go. And it's just a matter of making a good throw. He releases right here, and the defender's not totally out of it, but the ball just gets there. It's a little underthrown. Anderson makes a nice catch. Darnold, first game as a pro. You see Detroit here, 3-3-5 nickel. If the Jets ran it here, it would have been tough, really tough with the 2x2. Tough to run it there. But there's Darnold. He looks at the hook he looks left the whole time. Looks at the bench or out route first. And right there, see the top left? There's that safety darting in. So Darnold's eyes and head force that safety to dart in. From there, it's just about locating Anderson and throwing it. And again, I say it constantly, but he throws from an open position and he could still get it done. A lot of quarterbacks can't get it that far from that open position, but he uses his eyes, moves the safety, throws his touchdown. When Sam Darnold's on and he's rolling, it's a sight to see. Oakland last year, 3rd and 3. This, my friends, is a poor decision, but excellent execution. You'll see here, empty under Bates. The fans love those empty sets. There we go. Look to the bottom. Robbie Anderson on the dig. That's where the ball's going to go. And Darnold drops it into a bucket, as only a legit NFL QB can. Single high. 5-man rush. Strong safety coming off the edge. Jets O-line does a tremendous job, and that's the key. It always is the key for offenses. If the O-line gets it done, the offense is going to be good. The quarterback's going to be good if he has the tools. Darnold flushes left. Look at all the room he has. Pick up the first down, 3 yards, slide. Instead, he's rolling. Look at that window. He throws it to Robbie Anderson. Good coverage, but the back is to the ball for the DB. Touch with the throw. He had no business throwing it there. No business throwing it there. Should have ran for it. Coverage. Yeah, it's a good idea if the head is not turned, fine. But the single eye safety was also there. Pick up the first down, slide. But this is some of the stuff he could do when he's rolling, when he's getting protection. Here's Oakland, strong safety on the edge, 5-man rush. The protection was also spot on. Whether Darnold set it up or not, we don't know. But watch the protection slide right. It's perfect. It's a great job. 5-on-5. They slide right, pick it up. Darnold could slide out. Here's where he releases it. Look at the defender. The defender even looks back at the right time. But the touch is just too much. The touch is just too much in between the two defenders. Watch it one more time. And in the arm angle and the positions Darnold could throw from is something special. And that's a good thing for a quarterback in the NFL. How can a quarterback make a tremendous play with a not so great throw? Like this. Darnold, Cowboys, this is the bomb to Robbie Anderson. A cross motion by the slot receiver. 2x2 turns into 3x1. There are the routes. It's a double move on both sides. Double move on both sides. Crowder and Bell with a dig and underneath concept. Bail technique from the cornerbacks. Not the best situation, but Darnold starts looking left. How he sees the bail technique on the short side here. Gamble, right there. I don't know how he sees it, but he does see it. Throws the ball. The throw is not a great throw. That's where it should be. It has to be more towards the sideline, away from the single high safety, who is Jeff Heath. But it's still a tremendous play. Look at the edge. Darnold has to avoid right there. Has a guy in his face even. So he has to avoid the edge, step up, and throw it in one fluid motion, and still see Robbie Anderson's cornerback bit. Out of the bail technique. No less. Just gets it to him. It's an incredible play. Even if the pass isn't perfect, it's an incredible play. Anderson to the house. There's the motion all the way across. Right there. Did you see that? Xavier Woods, number 25, started high. They rotated. Cowboys like to do that. Heath is not as good a center fielder as Xavier Rhodes is. Darnold just did something right there. I have no idea what it is. Nobody does. Did he do something based on the rotation of the safeties? I don't know. 4-man rush plus the green dog with Woods to the left there on Bell. He could blitz if Bell stays in. He notices Bell doesn't. Look at that release point. That's just a tremendous play. Yeah, it's too far inside. Too far inside to the hashes towards the safety, but still. Overall, one of his best plays as a pro. Sam Darnold, Houston, 2018. Under Bates, Nania thinks this might be his best game as a pro. I think I agree. Here's a beautiful throw. There's the route pattern. It's a sprint out, moving pocket again. And notice, for Darnold, the last 2 years, a lot of 3-man routes, a lot of max protects. What does that tell you? There's a bigger issue at hand than the play calling. Keep that in mind. Very similar offenses the last 2 years. There it is, sprint out. It's only a 4-man rush. One of them a DB, bluff at the bottom, 2 deep. 3rd and 10. So that underneath coverage is going to protect the sticks. But since it's too deep, the soft spot is in the middle, and that backside dig could pop open. Darnold's got to watch the middle linebacker. Does he get depth? Yes, he does. There he is. Takes away the backside dig, but he has 2 other options, and it's a great call. It's a great route concept against this defense. They just got lucky. The curl at the 40, and then Robbie Anderson. Perfect placement by Darnold. Over the flat, over the underneath the 2 deep. And when you're rolling, you could miss a guy like that hook and still throw it. And he was rolling in this game. Slow to get to the sprint out, I think. But here's a key part. The play could have got blown up for a young quarterback right here. If he thought that DB is going to get through, he would have zigzagged and the whole play would have been over. They're punting. But instead, he trusts Beachum right there to take out the defender. Finds a soft spot. And watch this. His footwork was good here. He likes to throw from an open stance, which is okay, I guess. But the footwork we saw last year, especially since the Pats game, was awful. On this example, he plants. He's good throwing on the run, but in this example, he plants and he sets his feet. And even though it's still open, it's a good job. A strike to Robbie Anderson, high point, no danger. One of his best throws as a pro. Jets 2nd and 9 against the Giants, and Ben Roethlisberger is gonna make a nice throw here. Well, it's actually Sam Darnold. Sorry. Darnold. We haven't seen much of this. I mean, he's great. He's great fluidity. He's great throwing on the run. But powering out of sacks, haven't seen much of it. Yet here, he showcases strength and gets it done. Only 5-man protection. Little half-hearted play action. Robbie Anderson over the middle, across. And I want him to be sharper here. I don't understand why it's so rounded. I know he needs to get to the sticks, but see how round that route is? Be sharper. And if he was sharper and drove his man off, you know, he could have scored. That's how much separation he could have created. But did you see Darnold getting dragged to the ground, still throws that ball? And the key here is, does he force Anderson to break stride? He does not. So that's how accurate this ball is while he's being thrown to the ground. Darnold, linebacker, over the center. Giants are in a dime. Darnold plants, looking left the whole time. Adoga gets destroyed on this here play. But watch Darnold. Sense it, not looking. Right now is when he knows he needs to go to Anderson. But he can't pull the trigger. He feels it to his right. There's the release point. He's going down. Does Anderson break stride across the field? No. Perfect accuracy. The strength was spot on here. This will come and this will get better in time for Sam Darnold. Oh, Sam Darnold. The improvisation. Did I say that right? I don't know, but the throwing it like Brett Favre or Mahomes or from different angles, or Tebow, a jump pass from his Gator days. I mean, the kid has that. That's something that he has. Red zone here against Houston, his rookie season. Max coverage. It's only a 3-man rush. That D tackle drops. It's a red zone 2 deep with everybody else on the goal line. Very, very difficult to make something happen, but Darnold reads that it's only a 3-man rush and has plenty of time, so he doesn't overreact. And that's the key. He bides his time, messes around in the pocket with his legs, draws 2 Texans towards him, and hits Anderson. And you get a better idea here. Look at the left, the 3 technique D tackle. Sort of a 3 technique, he's a little further into the gap. But he'll drop. 3-man rush, he doesn't panic. Darnold knows he doesn't have to get rid of it right away. Got plenty of time. And that's excellent for a rookie to understand that. Now he's buying time. But watch, look at his head. His head remains up while he's buying time. Robbie Anderson gets to a spot, and where he has to throw this ball, it's not easy. Jump pass. Both feet in the air. Sam Darnold, one of his best plays as a pro, coming as a rookie. Throw the bomb. Run it outside. Get the backup quarterback in. Those are the things the fans scream for all the time. Oh, bad play calling too, when things aren't going well. I do think teams should throw deep more often. In today's game, with today's rules, it favors one-on-one no matter what. But when the offensive line sucks, it can't be done. Here, Sam Darnold's accuracy. Look at the single high up top. Look at Robbie Anderson up top. Look at that lag. So Darnold, halfway through his 5-step drop here, sees its man coverage. Right here, done, planted, right foot. He has no business throwing this ball to Robbie Anderson on the fade. It's not really an out and up. I guess you could call it an out and up. Call it a Robbie Anderson out and up. Out and up / fade, where he just makes a little move to the left, goes deep, and the moment Darnold decides to throw that ball to the moment the ball touches Robbie Anderson's hands is all Darnold anticipation and all Darnold accuracy. Just an incredible throw. Here from the end zone view, you'll watch his footwork, and again, this is early last season when his footwork was better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step drop, looks right. It's pretty much pre-planned to look right and come back to Robbie Anderson. You'll notice that he's got to get better at truly scanning the field, truly going through his progressions. But good job here in a mechanical way. 4-5-man rush with a green dog up the middle with the back staying in. And it's just a beautifully thrown ball. Perfect. Anderson doesn't have to break stride. Gets 2 feet down. Touchdown at MetLife. Sometimes it's just about a quarterback taking the snap, knowing where to go, and delivering it with confidence. Old school football plays. This is a clutch situation. Down 3 points his rookie season in Orchard Park. 2nd and 3, Darnold out of the gun is facing an aggressive D. 4-man front with a linebacker coming, showing he's going to come, doesn't come. Single high safety. He knew he was going to Robbie the entire time because it wasn't too deep. That free safety has no shot. Look at the room the corner gives on Anderson. He still has plenty of room, yet Darnold delivers it, and it has to be a perfect towards the sideline throw to get it done. The corner, I mean, it was great coverage. Out of his back pedal, turns his hips at the perfect time. He played it safe, and still Darnold and Anderson beat him. Not much else you could do. You just tip your cap to the quarterback for the perfect throw and move on. And this was the perfect throw. Darnold releases it. Anything to the inside is trouble. Over the shoulder, out of danger, towards the sideline. This is just a take the snap and throw it kind of play. Little Sam Darnold, 3rd and 4 in Baltimore, down 13-0 Thursday night. Horrible night. But this is one of Sam Darnold's best plays as a pro. 12 personnel cross motion with Crowder. There it is. It's a sprint out. Moving pocket. Tight end and back remain in to block. So he's got 7. He should have time. There's the sprint out, 3-man route. Look at this. Are the Ravens in the huddle? Robbie Anderson's running a corner. Yet the cornerback is letting him go to the middle of the field without help. There's no single high man. Earl Thomas is in man coverage. Second point, Robbie Anderson, why not go directly towards that defender? Give a little rub action. Instead, he rushes it, goes right to the corner. There's the cornerback again saying, I know you're running a corner, so come to me. Which is remarkable. Bad look for Gase, bad look for the Jets offense. Darnold is already pressured. Nothing's open here. Nothing. So he has to buy time. Scrambling. Finally. Crowder blanketed, right? Yes, but his head is not turned. Darnold, that's a savvy vet move. Throw this ball. Perfect placement. No danger zone. Low enough. Far away to the sideline enough where nothing bad could happen. 3rd down. Great shot. Here it is from the end zone. Perfect timing with the across motion. Moving pocket. Sprint out. In trouble. Has to make something happen. Great coverage, but the head's got to be turned with the defender, with Crowder looking. Perfect placement. No danger. Great throw from the kid. Number 14. And for Sam Darnold's best play, what else? It has to be the scramble in Buffalo. I mean, the man's not Steve Young. He's not Randall Cunningham. But he does have some mobility. 3rd down, they need a touchdown. Down by 7 in Buffalo, his rookie season. Empty, as Bates normally loves to do, stack up top. Bills are obviously in a coverage. Red zone too deep. Red cover 2. Everyone else at the end zone. Look at the bottom. Trying to get a rub off for Robbie Anderson. Underneath. Doesn't work. Turn your attention to Darnold. He's in trouble. There's nowhere to go. Now it's only a 3-man rush. 8 in coverage. This is when he gets silly. This is when he turns into Fran Tarkenton. Plenty of space now. He's got to be huffing and puffing. Great job by Robbie Anderson peeling off to get open. And people don't understand how accurate this pass has to be in order for it to work. You'll get a better understanding here. Look at Herndon to the right. At one point, Darnold had a shot with Herndon. It was 4-man rush. I said 3-man rush earlier. 4-man rush, 7 in coverage. Right now, Darnold almost pulls the trigger, I think, to McGuire. Good thing he didn't. Here is where he had Herndon. Possible to unload here in the corner, but he's got a guy on his heels. He says, nope. I'm going to Fran Tarkenton it. Reverse sides. Come on, Winters. Get a hat on him. He does it. And from here, as a DB, it's so hard to cover a guy. Anderson appropriately breaks off his route, comes back to the quarterback's side, and right there. If Darnold doesn't lead him to the right, it's trouble. This is Darnold's best play. Hey, listen. Rank them any way you want. In fact, it was tough cutting it down to just 12 plays. I got 13 more with a part 2 coming. If I have the time, we'll see. But rank them any way you want, that doesn't matter. What matters are the attributes Darnold showcases, the attributes that have folks salivating that he can be a franchise quarterback. Throw on the run ability, mobility, smarts, rolling through his progressions, field vision, understanding defenses pre-snap. Is he there yet with some of that stuff in between the ears? No. But how much of that is him and how much of that is him not getting the opportunity? Throwing from different arm angles, throwing from an open position, which he loves. His footwork got terrible after the Pats game last year. This past season, it improved as the season went along. So, watch him in 2020. If Joe Douglas gets him an offensive line, there are no more excuses. He will have his chance to show the world that he is deserving of that number 3 spot and the title of franchise quarterback.